Jake Paul's plans have been destroyed, and Canelo Alvarez versus Crawford is being confirmed, thanks to the main man, Turki Alalshikh. If you're new to the channel, my name's Lawrence Oswecki, a professional boxer and a former member of GB amateur boxing team. Right now, boxing is wild. 1 minute Canelo's fighting Crawford, then it's off, then it's back on again. Thrown in the mix, Canelo's meant to be fighting Jake Paul. The fact that Canelo was going to fight Jake Paul is next level crazy. I mean, am I even here? Is this real? When I heard the Crawford fight was off, I thought obviously it's because of the Jake Paul fight, and I was fuming. But I thought, Canelo must be getting paid a fortune if it's put a stop to the Crawford fight. And I wouldn't blame him because it would be the easiest payday of his life. But thanks to Turkey, he saved the day, and he put out this post. Don't mess with a lion. 4 fights for Canelo with Riyadh season. The deal is done. A lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinion of a sheep. Fear the lion, not the jungle. Turkey is a bad, bad man. I mean, that's how you show you're the boss, you're the king of boxing. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe because it really helps the channel grow. And if you want to take it a step further, hit the bell notification button so you don't miss a video. Canelo signed a 4-fight deal with Turkey, which is huge. The first fight being in May in Riyadh for the undisputed super middleweight title against William Skull. I did actually see Skull's last fight, and funny enough, he fought a Russian that I fought in the amateurs. And a lot of people thought the Russian won. It was a close fight. And don't get me wrong, Skull's got skills, but Canelo's a level above. Let's be truthful, it's a warm-up fight for Crawford. He takes the belts, and it makes the Crawford fight even bigger with those belts on the line. And to be honest, I'm not surprised, because the Crawford fight's the big one, so it makes sense. There's also been 3 other names mentioned: Dimitri Bivol, Hamza Shiraz, and Chris Eubanks Jr. But Canelo's got a job to do first. He's got to get through Skull, then he's got the big one against Crawford, and a lot can happen in 18 months. But out of those 3 names, the only one that makes sense to me is Dimitri Bivol, the rematch. And thanks to Turkey, we might just get that fight. Because I personally think Canelo ran from that fight. He didn't fancy it. Because let's be honest, he got took to school by Bivol. Don't get me wrong, because Canelo is a great fighter. He was daring to be great. Well, he's already reached greatness. He's a pound-for-pound fighter. But Dimitri Bivol's sure to be a step too far. And as the saying goes, a good big guy beats a good little guy. To be totally honest, while I'm on one, another name that should be in that list is my name. No, seriously, David Benavidez. Another name I personally think that Canelo has avoided. That fight is massive, and the fans were screaming out for it. And one thing's for sure, Turkey's a real boxing fan, so hopefully, fingers crossed, he can also make that fight happen. Canelo's a great fighter, an amazing fighter, I can't stress it enough. He's a pound for pounder. But myself and a lot of the boxing world have been frustrated in recent years because we feel he's avoided certain fights. And really it's a compliment because he's such a great fighter. If he wasn't so great, nobody would care. Anyway, I think I'm getting overexcited. Let's not get greedy. But another thing to mention, the Crawford fight's not until September, which is ages away. And the only reason I can think of is to give Crawford time to grow into the weight. Which is only fair if that was the case, because Crawford's taken a huge leap, going up multiple weight divisions. So until the fight was signed, there was no point bulking up, putting size on, until, like I say, the fight was made. When this fight was first being talked about, I was totally against it. I thought, this is just another situation where Canelo gets all the advantages. I didn't like it. I thought the weight difference was just too much. I think the main reason I felt that way was because he avoided the Bivol rematch. And then again, he avoided David Benavidez. And yes, I know I keep bringing it up, but that's how I feel. But the truth is, it's Crawford that called for the fight. So what can I say? And as the time went on, I started to like the fight more and more. Because the simple fact is, you've got 2 great fighters, 2 pound-for-pounders colliding. What's not to love? Initially, I just thought, Canelo's too big, too strong. He's an absolute beast. The way he's been able to go up through the weight divisions and dominate. It's not the fact he wins, it's the fashion in which he does it. It's the way he's able to walk the naturally bigger man down and push them back. You know, be the stronger man in the ring. It doesn't make sense. It blows my mind. But he did fail a drugs test. But there was a reason. It wasn't his fault. It was the meat he was eating. How could he have known? Have you seen the size? Take your mind out of the gutter. Have you seen the size of his neck? He's got a neck like a bull, and he's got a back like me. I mean, it's not normal, because if you look at history, it's not often fighters go up through the weights and still be the stronger, physically stronger man until he met Dimitri Bivol, who's got amazing movement, footwork, and judgment of distance. He basically took Canelo to school. This is where Terence Crawford could cause Canelo problems, because he's also got great movement. You know, he's a switch hitter, and his boxing IQ is second to none. It's one of those where both guys are just world-class fighters. They're so rounded in every department. It's just going to be a great fight. Breaking down both fighters' strengths and weaknesses is a video for another day. And naturally, Jake Paul is heartbroken, and he's put a video out. Let's have a look.
Oh, Canelo, you puta.
This YouTuber, I just fight real fighters.
Time to expose him. So we had a signed contract to...
Time to expose him. Why is he saying it so casually, as if he's a world-class fighter? Jake Paul, you cannot expose Canelo. I mean, there's levels in this game. I mean, worlds apart.
Here you can see Canelo's signature and my signature to the right.
Forget the
Claiming he's not
signature.
fighting
It ain't
YouTubers.
happening.
Bullshit. Look at the poster. We were announcing Tuesday, February 11th. Claiming he fights real fighters, but he's fighting Crawford, a 135-pound fighter, and running from a real fighter like David Benavidez, you... The truth is, you can be bought. You're a money-hungry...
I mean, I hate to say it, but he has got a point. He has run from David Benavidez. Not that I've mentioned it before.
The truth is, you can be bought. You're a money-hungry squirrel chasing your next nut. The truth is, these...
Just in case anyone's interested, I can also be bought for hundreds of millions. I'll fight anyone. Just putting it out there. Moving on.
The truth is, these sports-washing shady characters are paying you hundreds of millions of dollars to stop our fight from happening because they couldn't fathom the fact that they can't create a bigger fight than me and you. Al
What
Heyman has
planet
made
is
you
this
hundreds
guy
of
on?
millions of dollars.
Wait a second. You can't fathom that they can't make a bigger fight than Jake Paul versus Canelo. Dream on. I mean...
Al Heyman has made you hundreds of millions of dollars disloyal, and you were begging to do this fight on pay-per-view. But I have loyalty. Loyalty to Netflix.
Wait a second. The only reason he's got loyalty to Netflix is because they're paying him the most. The same way Canelo is getting paid better elsewhere, so he's gone. Jake Paul's a businessman, a great one. He knows the score. He's just devastated the fight isn't happening. That's his paycheck gone.
And I promise you one thing, Canelo. Any fight that you do this year, mine will be bigger. So go to your boss, you Ring Magazine employee, you pink and orange. And oh, fix that herpy on your lip, you dirty puta.
What an idiot. I tell you one thing, I wish I had Canelo's problems having a boss like that who pays you so well. And with regards to his daughter, I'm pretty sure she'll get over it. One I scream, it'll be all forgotten about. Just imagine if the fight had happened. It would be a slaughter job. Jake Paul would be destroyed. And personally, I do respect what Jake Paul's done in boxing in such a short time. You know, he's put a lot of time and effort into learning the game, and he's brought loads of eyes to the sport, which is great for boxing. But putting his name in the same sentence as Canelo Alvarez, it shouldn't happen. I do think the fight would have pleased a lot of people. The boxing purists would have loved it. The fact that Jake Paul would have got slaughtered. And then from the other side, the YouTube side, they would have loved the fact that Jake Paul was fighting a legend. It would have seen Jake Paul as an even bigger hero. Listen, respect to Jake Paul. I think it's great what he's done in boxing. But the simple fact is, he needs to stay in his lane. Tell me your thoughts on all of this, and who else you think Canelo should be fighting. And also your thoughts on Crybaby Jake Paul. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.